what's the mindset going into this match?
I think it's a consistency and trying to bounce back where we are. And I think we've had good results, and we've had some kind of results where we've had to work through that consistency. So this is one where we want to get that consistency back and moving forward, build that for the rest of the season and week trajectory, keep going up.
Right now, we are sitting in third. We seem to be holding that position a little bit, and we're not really quite catching the top just due to that loss. How do we make sure that we don't focus on what's behind us and we continue pressing forward with the remaining games we have left?
I think it's a mindset of we take what we learned from the last game and the games where we kind of struggled, and then build that upon. And then once we've learned that, we put it aside and we move on to the next one. Just take it one game at a time, keep building on each one, and keep that. I keep saying consistency, but consistency both defensively and offensively, and work through that step. So by the time we're by the end of the season, we're still trending in that same spot.
Perfect. Lastly, I know that you are, as far as I'm aware, you are starting today. I know that you're probably eager to get out there. I know that you haven't had a lot of starts lately. So, what are you hoping to leave your mark in this match today that we walk away with 3 points?
I think for me, it's that intensity, work rate, and composure. So providing the opportunities for our wingers to get on the ball, playing them through, and then defensively just being sound and smart and not doing too much, but helping others shine in their own ways.
Perfect. Thank you and good luck today.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. We have a fun match here for you today. Real Overland Park versus Southside FC at Schweitzer Stadium at Blue Valley Northwest. It's a great night for some soccer, and a light breeze, temperatures going down, and it should make for a great day of soccer. As we are a moment here away from kickoff, I I am solo today on the commentary, so if you hear a few dead spots or dead moments, I'm doing it solo, but I'm excited to be here. And an early ball over the top, and what leads to be an early offside call. Uh, Trey found offside in that initial attack. Tonight's lineup is brought to you by Elite Tech KC. In goal, Miles. Defender 34, Noah Leonard. 25, Hudson Bell. 24, Jackson Rainforth. Number 26, Matt Blaylock. Number 6, David Marshall. Number 4, Aiden Neal. Number 8, Ramis Vasquez. Number 7, Tony Rangel. Number 9, Trey Berman. Number 14, Sabino Lozano. Coached by Dan Howard. Out for an early throw into Real Overland Park. As the ball is thrown in here, Tony applying a little bit of pressure, followed in by Marshall. Ball's bouncing around, and Romney's finds himself running through it, plays it on through to Tony, and Tony on a break, and can he get by his man and chops by him, lays it off to Sabino. Sabino with a shot, deflection, and a poor clearance that ends up almost finding out for a and actually it does end up going out for a corner kick. Corner kick, first one of the night for Southside. Some great early pressure to put on Overland Park to make sure that they really cause mistakes. Obviously, a normal tactic that Southside always loves to play, making sure that we press high and win those balls early on. David wins the initial header and half clearance and a half chance that is gone up and wide by Jackson. Overland Park trying to play out of the back and ends up in a turnover out wide to Matt. Matt surveying his options, finds Aiden on the inside and with a nice little dance move, but can't retain the ball, losing it. Tony dropping back to help supplying pressure, and Rami's also applying that pressure. And Aiden in the midfield with a layoff to David, to Rami's, out wide to Noah. And he looks like he's opting to play it back to Jackson. Just a nice way to make sure that they keep the ball, finding that rhythm early on and keeping possession, which is great to see. Out to Noah once again. Noah trying to take it in and finds it. Yeah, Matt seeing his options and tries to play it through, and it gets cut out. And on the transition, it looks like it's going to be a man on his own for Real Overland Park. He's taking his options, and it looks like it might. Was it tipped? Nope, it was not tipped, but it looks like Miles had that corner covered. So to watch it go out for a goal kick. I apologize. Right now, it looks like that we're kind of finding ourselves in moments when we're giving up the ball hanging on it too long, and a ball over the top from Aiden, and he is on by himself, nice and easy. And we got Trey on the backside, and does he make it? No, it's off the crossbar, off the crossbar, and out for a throw. But was the ball tipped by the keeper? Yeah, and it. Oh, and actually, no, it's going to go out for a goal kick. So it actually ended up hitting the uprights of the field goal post. Noah back, and Noah lets it run out for a throw in here. And Jackson looks like he plays it out to Matt. Hudson out wide. Where are his options? It looks like Marshall centrally, back out to Matt. And it seems like Overland Park is just allowing us to have the ball. And what a great idea. Fantastic vision from Matt to see the run from Hudson, who normally doesn't make that kind of run, but that will give something Overland Park to think about twice on. Yes. And ball rolls out for a Southside throw. It, as I was saying earlier, it seems like Olathe is just okay with allowing us to play out of the back. They're okay sitting and waiting for their moments, and they rather pick their moments on when to pounce than force us to make any kind of decision. And a Southside team that has time to think is a dangerous one. And that ball from David out to Noah, just he could not get on the end of it. But again, another over the top cross field switch that is just beating Overland Park, and they just don't know how to handle it. And it seems like it's safe to say that that was the game plan today. And Hudson cutting out that pass, finding Rami's in the middle, playing out wide to Trey. Trey, can he get there? And nope, he is not able to, and it's out. Nope, it is not out. And what a skill move by the Overland Park player. And Rami's to help with a supporting tackle, winning it. Tried the quick switch, and it did not happen to go through. And looks like Overland Park will retain their possession. And a ball that will easily drift to Miles, and Miles will simply play it to Hudson. Hudson fighting Aiden centrally to Jackson. Jackson out wide to Noah. Noah is taking it up the field, and it is a misplaced pass. It looks like he misread the cue of someone there, and unfortunately did not make it through. And quite simply, you can see here, we're just doing an ball side overload, really creating a turnover situation, or trying to create turnover situations for Overland Park to continue to win it high up the pitch. And really, a lot of this game is currently being played in the middle to the attacking third for Southside. Not too many opportunities, really one half opportunity of an attack. Oh, and that ball getting cut out, but really one, maybe two chances of a half chance attacking opportunity for Overland Park that they're having a hard time. And a ball played nice and easy in through, and Aiden unable to get on the end of it. Keeper collects it, kicking it out, and they are starting their counterattack. And Jackson pressing and creating. Oh, and a nice little chip by Ramis. And can Tony get it? And he plays it across, and Sabino cannot get the tap in to occur. And it looks like the Overland Park coach, Andrew, is getting a yellow for what they believed was a missed call of a handball that occurred earlier when Jackson made his initial tackle. Okay, so it looks like I missed earlier that when the ball went out, it went out for a corner. So Southside corner. One person to really keep in mind on corners is going to be David. David is a real aerial threat along with Hudson. So two big able bodies to get in the air and try to win those balls if they can. And ball gets cleared out by Overland Park. A little confusion by Aiden and Noah there, unable to clear the ball. Overland Park on the left-hand side with a nice little layover run as they make their way towards the box, trying to find their opportunities. And Aiden back defending, able to comfortably push it out wide for a throw-in. They're not quite able to deal with it completely, but they would be happy with just giving away a throw-in here. As the throw-in comes in here, David applying that pressure, Tony on a run, almost losing the ball here, and it looks like the ball has gone out for a throw. It looks like he just couldn't quite sort out his feet, and it looks like from what I'm seeing from the Southside bench that it looked like it probably should have stayed in and allowed Tony to continue. But, sometimes you just got to deal with those decisions that come. They don't always go your way, but you just got to deal with it and move on. And Noah easily able to deal with the crossball switch that came in. And comfortably they play. Southside plays it out of pressure, finding Trey on the outside, and he tried to find Sabino in, but unfortunately Sabino it looks like the flag is being held up, but play will continue, seeing as Overland Park retains possession of the ball here. Ball's out wide. Overland Park has an overlapping run. Will he utilize it? Looks like he's opting not to, searching for the inside option. And this is their first opportunity all game here, and that's their second shot of the game. But just like the first, it's out wide. But I think Southside will be okay and happy with just allowing chances to come from outside the box. They don't seem to be too worrying, not too lethal. So not too much to worry about, and just allowing it to continue on. Marshall playing a ball centrally out to Ramis. Ramis ain't not able to keep it with the turn as he's tracking back to continue with the play. Jackson trying to hold his man up, keeps him in the corner, and luckily is able to. And Jackson gets called for a foul. And honestly, in my opinion, I believe that might be a little soft. It might have even gone down really easily, but I'm not the one calling the game, so we'll leave that to the referee. With this free kick, this is practically a corner. So, treat it and set it up like a corner. And the ball is coming in here, and Rami's able to get a deflection on it, it looks like, out, and it's out for an Overland Park throw. Southside still remaining, making sure that they're switched on, defending that still needs to be done. Ball has not been completely cleared. As the ball comes in off the throw, Matt is able to make the initial challenge, and Aiden playing across the box to Jackson. Jackson out wide to Noah. Noah is going to move it up the field looking for his options. Unable to see, back to Jackson. And as we get out of that pressure, we are finding ourselves being able to move it up the field here. And Trey to Hudson. Hudson through. And he's going to be called offside. Sometimes it's a little hard to know in some situations who, if the Overland Park has these offside traps happen by plan, or if it's a little bit of our players moving a bit too quickly. Um, it can sometimes be a combination of the two, but it's oh, and and a shot right at Miles. Miles comfortably able to tip it away for a Overland Park corner. Looks like they're switching sides on where the corner is being taken. Corner is in, and Hudson's able to win the aerial duel here with Rami's. Oh, and it looks like Tony is a little too quick there and is off. But great counterattack opportunity by Southside. Tony a little quick on the movement there, but great vision from Rami's, and I wouldn't expect any different considering that those two have played together quite a bit over the years, so very familiar with each other and how they like to play. Ball over the top, and it be saved, and it looks like it will go out for a Southside goal kick. And a foul drawn by Matt there. Um, nice little run, nice dribble up the field, able to win the foul, calm things down, and allowing the team to move up the pitch. And not able to keep the ball in play, and an unforced error, giving up the ball, and seems like Southside's not really finding the normal momentum that they like to have in this situation. Uh, Jackson winning the interception there, and Aiden making that pass to Sabino. Sabino pass short to Trey, and it goes all the way back to Miles. Miles able to collect it and back out to Matt as Matt brings it up the field. Aiden turning in the midfield and finding Matt outside. Hudson into David. David over the top, and looks like a miscue between Tony and David. and Aiden applying the pressure, not able to fully, and David coming in to clean up and kicking it out for a Overland Park throw in. And ball travels all the way back to Miles. Aiden into and David out wide to Trey as Trey comes in, and is Trey going to make it? And Trey is able to lay it off, and a penalty that Trey has just won in the box as he was trying to lay that off. Great output by Trey to make sure that he got to the ball and really created an opportunity to make sure that Southside had an opportunity to have this penalty. And it looks like Trey will take the penalty. And I believe that this is his first penalty that he is taking on the season. Trey patiently waiting as the referee is checking the goalkeeper to be on his line, making sure that he stays there until the ball is kicked. And Trey puts it away in the back of the net, comfortably to the keeper's left bottom corner. No doubt in his mind about where he was going to place that. Comfortably slotted away. Southside 1, Overland Park 0. As we resume back in the game here, uh, Overland Park now trying to figure out what move they're going to make next here. And Aiden winning it in the midfield, beats his man. Is able. Trey is. Tony is able to find Sabino. Sabino playing out wide to Trey. Trey dribbling into the towards the box, and he's going to beat his man. And he beats his man, takes a shot, and it is a comfortable save by the Overland Park goalkeeper, but is unable to hang on to it. But it does get ushered out to the left side, to Southside's right side of the field. Overland Park trying to find a counterattack, but is unable to, being stopped, and it is out for an Overland Park throw. And Rami's trying to chase down that pass and is forcing the Overland Park defender to go backwards and forcing a turnover here. Noah battling hard and is unable to win the throw. If you haven't had a chance, get an opportunity to head to the Southside website and head to the shop and get yourself some Southside merch. We have some really, really great designs that I think it's an opportunity for you to go and check them out. Now is an opportunity to do so. Great designs, designed by the internal team, that ones that we think you'll enjoy, but it's a great way to represent and show your pride. So one of my favorite designs has got to be the Fearless. By a second is the Beware the Pride design. So if you have an opportunity, southsidefckc.com, and then head to the shop, and that will take you to get to the merchandise. So get yours today. So Hudson able to get that back out to Jackson, really relieving the pressure that occurred there. David surveying for his options and picks Noah, and Tony with the quick step is off again. Just seems to be a little quick because he knows that he can beat him, but probably just need to slow down just half a step because there's no need to worry. There are very few people that seem to kind of be able to keep up with Tony or really properly contain him. So um, he just needs to slow down half a step and really make sure he treads that offside line with care. After about 25 minutes in this game, up until about the goal, it was and a ball played through from I believe David. David into Tony out wide, and as he lays it across, will he get it there? And he gets it, and the keeper missed it and just almost got through to Trey, almost getting an opportunity to have an open goal. But it looks like it was kicked out by an Overland Park player, so we'll have an opportunity for a corner. As we are, like I said, 25 minutes into the game, and up until the penalty, there really weren't outside of the few chances that Southside had and the one or two that Overland Park created. Really um, a battle of trying to break the plane from the offsides run and creating and a ball in, and what a fantastic save by the Overland Park goalkeeper on a half volley from Marshall. Fantastic save once again by the Overland Park goalkeeper. Man, that ball could have gone anywhere, and for him to be able to make that foot save is nothing but a spectacular display of reflexes there. Sabino to take the corner, and as he whips it in, David wins the header, but it has gone wide, and it will be an Overland Park throw or goal kick. And Noah missing the aerial ball there that came in, but gets back well, truly and well to clear that out for a corner. A great work rate to make sure that he made up for his mistake there. I've got to say that's a true captain's contribution there, a true leader among the team, really putting in the work to make sure that it went out and he dealt with it, making up for his mistake. In comes the corner, and it's initially dealt with. Hudson getting the initial touch, bouncing and finding its way back to him, and him making the final clearance, kicking it out for a goal kick up the field. Or I apologize, for a throw in up the field. And a foul by Matt. Seems like the players are disagreeing with the referee's call here. rare opportunity for Overland Park to be able to move the whole team up the field here. Referee checking the wall. Ball in. Right. And a great save by Miles, able to push it over the top of the crossbar. And the ball comes in for the corner, dealt with by Hudson once again, winning an aerial duel there. It went out for Overland Park's throw. Ball played in. Hudson putting it out for a corner. We are 30 minutes into the match, and there's definitely a noticeable change that has occurred. It looks like Overland Park is starting to grow into the game despite being a goal down. They are finding their moments, but it looks like it's going to be through set pieces right now. But being if the shoe was on the other foot, sometimes you just got to have those opportunities to be able to get up the field and make something of it. Miles unable to keep the ball, and it looks like Trey missing the tackle here, causing a foul on the other end of the pitch. A little bit of chaos there. Miles unable to hold the ball, or at least maybe opting to decide to push it out, creating a little bit of a situation. And then Trey trying to take the tackle and is unable to make it. Miles looking to make himself big. And is unable to save the penalty, thus bringing the game to be 1-1, back on level footing here in a situation where Overland Park really found a lot of opportunities through the set pieces that they were winning there for the last 5 minutes or so. And we're off again. Matt picking it up, playing it out to Hudson. Matt playing it over the top to Trey as Trey is making that run. Can he meet it? And the keeper is unable to keep it as he tries to meet it outside. Trey playing it in, and the ball makes its way all the way through, unable to be touched by anybody, and it goes out on the opposite side for an Overland Park throw. Southside trying to pinch them into the corner, but is unable to. Overland Park able to find and move themselves up the yard by a few yards. Apologize for the noise if you're hearing that right now. It looks like we've got a plane flying over. So Don't necessarily hear that too often, especially flying as low as it was. Ball played to the far side, a nice little switch there, but unable to retain it, allowing it to go out for a Southside throw. Jackson out to Noah. Aiden in centrally, back out to David. David seeing his options. Ball finds its way through to Tony. Tony getting fouled. And Hudson trying to find a way through, but is unable to, but is forced to play it back to Jackson. Jackson to Hudson. Hudson out wide to Aiden. Trey with the ball on the outside. And it looks like we're just trying to create a numerical advantage and shift. And a foul there, um, allowing Overland Park to have a free kick here. Nice easy win for Matt. Trey playing it out wide to David. And Overland Park in this match, they're really holding a tight line. They are really making sure that they create these offside traps. And Aiden, able to get on the end of it, is unable to keep it as he tries to make sure that he wins it. And David is able to collect it. And Tony with a nice little turn to keep possession out to Rami's. Rami's unable to play it to Sabino as he is trying to get back, and ultimately creating a situation where Overland Park cannot make a well-placed pass to continue the counterattack. Looks like Hudson out wide as he dribbles in, plays it to Trey. Trey getting in, and shot is wide, but it's not really going to matter considering that there is an offside flag that has been raised. A really tight defensive line that is being held by Overland Park that we just can't quite seem to break through. And it's very clear that this was a tactic that they were wanting and situations that they were wanting to create, making sure that they receive the ball in these opportunities. With how things are looking, it has to be a part of the game plan because as far as the pace and ball is not able to be collected by Sabino, dealing with the pace of Tony and Trey can be quite difficult. And with how skillful they are in terms of dribbling and getting down the field, you definitely would have a hard time trying to shut them down or create situations where you have an advantage. So really the outside trap and really getting those opportunities to win the ball has to be a plan that they're trying to really invoke here. Ball over the top there, played too heavy. Marshall unable to get to the end of it. Nice win by Jackson, able to get that into Rami's, and he plays it through to David, and David, it hits his back heel, thus giving it away, unable to keep it. And Noah winning the ball. Rami is playing it through and is unable to get that through to Tony. Ball's finding itself out wide and creating an offside here. Looks like the pass was delayed way too long to really make the outside run or the overlapping run as effective as it should have been. And it looks like it had gone out for, it looks like the referee allowed for a throw in rather than a free kick from the offside. But lose it anyways due to ball being misplayed on the pass. And a nice little turn by the Overland Park player to beat Rami's. And Jackson easily winning it, positioning himself in the right spot. Sabino finding Rami's. Rami's continues to get the ball as he finds his way through, and he's going to win the foul, allowing the team an opportunity to get to the field, which this game has kind of flipped on its head a little bit in terms of the number of opportunities that Southside is seeing themselves to get up the field. And a quick throw and out to Trey, and Trey finding himself across the top of the box as he slows it down back out wide to Matt. Matt is standing up his player, plays it into David. David finds an opening and is unable to play it across the box to Sabino. And Aiden tries to make a tackle, misses it. Now it's a counter attack here. What will Southside do as they're trying to have players back? We're in a situation of a 5v, what looks to be like a 5v4 overlapping run. Will and it looks like an offside call is being made by the referee here. Ball out wide to Noah. Noah's going to take the space that's given to him as he sees Tony, and he plays it perfectly in between the center back and the fullback. And Tony is 1v1 at the moment. Will he get it? And he misses it. He botches the shot, and it goes out wide, hitting the side netting. But what a great opportunity. Nice ball by Noah to be able to split the center back and the fullback out wide into Tony. And Tony is unable to get his foot, wrap it around to get the shot on the right side of, on the inside of the post to be able to attempt to um, make it 2-1. But a great opportunity. Hudson finding his opportunity in the middle, finding Rami's. Rami's tries to pass the first time, missed. It tries the second time, and it has been cleared away. Overland Park trying to get through. David winning the ball. Aiden playing it over the top to Sabino. Sabino looks to be onside, taking his opportunity, is unable to find his footing to get a clean shot off, and it just slowly rolls its way to the keeper. David applying a bit of pressure to try to win the ball back for the team, unable to. Noah missing the ball too as well, as he is now applying pressure on the man, causing a foul, allowing Overland Park to move up the field. Noah is definitely not making it an easy opportunity for them to get up the ball cleanly, or get up the field cleanly. I apologize. We're soon approaching halftime here. As you can see, the game is 1-1 at the moment. Both teams earning a set, or each earning a penalty. And Tony is on through on a ball that was played, and it's being played across to Sabino, and Sabino is unable to get a foot to it and cleanly get it on target. But again, penalty both won by each team, 1-1, as they both easily converted. And right now, that is all that is in the game, not really setting a ton apart in terms of scoreline between the two teams. But you must say, leading up to the penalty for Overland Park and even minutes after, those corners, those set pieces that Overland Park was able to find really gave them a bit of confidence, and they've been really confident in their gameplay. And that is the halftime whistle there as they go into the halftime. Southside 1, Overland Park 1. Or actually, I apologize. Oh, I didn't realize it was being called a foul. Looks like with the referee at the halfway line, him pointing down at the midfield. It was a misheard whistle on my part. Free kick to Overland Park, as they would imagine that this would be the last attempt here of an opportunity. And it is out for a corner, actually. So definitely in the dying seconds at the half. Corner is in, and a short corner was played, and the ball finds its way out wide. And there is the halftime whistle as it goes in halftime. Southside 1, Real Overland Park 1. Thanks for joining us again. We're here to start the second half here shortly, and the second half is underway as Overland Park gets us started. It looks like Roma has made a substitution coming into the game. Looks like Tony has made way, or no, Sabino has made. Ooh, actually, I apologize. I may have missed that. I'm sorry, Aiden. Aiden. Aiden making the clearance there. Looks like Roma is coming in for Noah, and that would have moved Aiden into the fullback position. Apologies there for taking a moment to make a correction. Nice, well played pass by Rami's in the midfield to make sure that we keep possession, and same with Sabino to just keep it simple, keep possession, keep it moving. And Tony again is quick on his run, and on that one, unfortunately, would need to be a little bit better because he has great work rate by Tony, by the way. Just able to get back with the ball, make sure that his team has another opportunity. But you would almost have to feel that Tony would need to do a little bit better, considering that he is looking across the line. So he would be able to see those opportunities of he's moving a little quick or not. Rami's missing his tackle. Ball played in. Aiden comfortably winning it. Matt is able to make a clearance down the field out for a throw in. Rami's able to win the ball from the throw in. Trey playing it back to Matt, or at least allowing it to roll back all the way to Hudson. Hudson playing it into David. David is trying to see his options as he dribbles up the midfield, out wide to Trey. As Trey is unable to keep it, and he puts a challenge on to try to win it, is unable to, but Rami's able to collect it as Rami's gets in the middle, and there's a little bit of a collision, and Sabino getting stepped on, and referee is very in a very, very good spot to be able to see that stepping, that stomp on Sabino's foot. Ramis takes it and it's out to Sabino. Sabino to Matt. Matt plays it through to Roma. Roma down to the touchline as he keeps the ball in, but it gets poked out for a Southside throw. Matt throws it in. Roma able to keep possession as he is surrounded by three men and is unable to. The ball gets cleared out as far as Hudson, and Hudson plays it centrally to Jackson. Jackson is looking out wide and gets it to Aiden. Tony trying to make that run and realizes he's not going to get it. However, the ball gets played to Aiden, and is Aiden going to save it in? And he's able to, but he's unable to get back to the ball. A misplaced pass by Overland Park to go out for a Southside throw in. Rami's with the ball in the corner. Southside with the throw. David playing it back to Jackson. And Jackson sees Hudson. And Hudson is using this opportunity to move the ball up the field. In centrally to Sabino and out wide to Trey. Oh, and a nice ball through by Sabino. And Tony gets this touch and is not able to get it around the keeper for Roma. But what a great ball by Sabino just to see that and even just to try it. Rami's creating the foul there. A nice little ball through that was missed by the Overland Park defender. And that can be very, very dangerous when you give Sabino time and space. He really knows how to really find those passes in such a way that can be hard to get a foot on and even defend. Matt with the ball out wide as he takes it up the field here, and looks like a miscommunication with Tony. Roma working hard to get back and win the ball, and he does very easily, and misses Tony trying to make that run, which could have been a very, very dangerous opportunity. See Matt shifting into midfield, trying to create a numerical advantage, and he gets it. Hudson making the overlapping run back to Sabino. Sabino sees Matt with a man on. Sabino able to get it to Jackson. Jackson out wide to Aiden. Nice little 1-2 with Marshall. And ball is lost there in the midfield by a misplayed pass. And another misplayed pass on the Overland Park end as Southside gains possession. And it's just a series of mishaps right now of misplayed passes that don't really seem to be happening well for either team. What feels like a little bit of a comedy of errors that just kind of sees the game to be in a momentary stalemate due to the change of possession. And Overland Park takes it all the way back to their keeper as he kicks it upfield. And a nice little ball over the top, beating Aiden, but Aiden looks like he is getting back, able to defend well, to muscle the man off the ball and quickly get it up the field. And Roma making his move, and that was an opportunity that really could have had big writing on the wall for Overland Park, but if it was not for an offside call, that we may very much well disagree on that particular call. A lot of credit has to be given to Overland Park, especially to their back line, as they're seeing an unforced error by Ramis, which fortunately still happened to stay Southside ball and the ball finally gets through, finding its midfield. David trying to clear it out, only a few yards, and Overland Park retaining possession as they're out wide, playing it in centrally, and he's coming in from about that from about 25, almost 30 yards out. A nice, easy shot for Miles to be able to collect. Tony able to get a little header flick onto Sabino. Sabino in centrally to Marshall. Marshall out wide to to Tony, and Tony is 1v1 here with the keeper. And as he dances around, and will he get the shot in? And he's unable to get the shot, but he travels back and sees Roma. Unable to get it to Roma, but Roma sees an opportunity, and he blasts it wide over the top of the crossbar. But a nice opportunity there that just seemed to get away from Tony. David playing a nice ball over the top, able and Tony able to beat the back line on that trap. And if it wasn't for the ball getting away from him a little quickly there on that top around the keeper, we might be saying 2-1 here. But unfortunately, from Southside's perspective, it's still 1-1. Ball played down the line by Matt, and once again, it seems that offside is being called. Trey being called offside here. Players and fans of South that are following Southside seem to disagree with the rest opinions on the most recent offside calls, and a ball being played out wide. Jackson trying to stand with the man, and the 1-2 gets played, and Hudson is back to help defend and clear the ball out for a throw-in. Applying a little bit of pressure, and ball in centrally for Overland Park as they're finding an opportunity, and another shot from about 30, 35 yards out. And that might be a little bit sign of frustration to some degree on Overland Park's part, just not finding opportunities to be able to have a clear-cut chance in front of goals. So they seem to be settling for these shots from distance that don't really seem to have a ton of sting. Matt seeing his options, and Roma definitely was offside on that. Roma not really holding up his run, moving way too quickly, but referee not opting to blow the whistle for the offside just due to Overland Park retaining possession of the ball. As they're moving up the field, there's an overlapping run on the wing. Overland Park, nice challenge by Jackson, able to win the ball. David to pick up the ball there after the tackle. Matt plays it into Sabino centrally as he sees an option to Rami's outside. And then Roma tried to play it out wide, and it was short. Rami's winning the tackle and able to play it to Aiden to keep possession. And it's able to find Sabino. Rami's in through to Roma. Roma is in, and he's got a defender on his left. And as he had him beat, and Trey is able to beat the man and get the goal. Great layoff by Roma as he beat his man on his shoulder to simply lay it off by a run well timed by Trey. A nice goal, making it 2-1 here with an assist by Roma Harding. And play resumes once again. They are trying the long ball there. Hudson able to clear it like always. Jackson able to clear it. David plays it out wide to Trey. Trey with a quick play over the top. And Tony is onside on that one. And will he get to the ball? And he tries a shot from an acute angle and gets it on frame, but a great save by the Overland Park keeper, able to keep it out and keep it at 2-1. Corner is about to come in. Ball played high. Marshall unable to get a clean header on it, and it goes out for a throw. Trey is able to win the challenge, and he takes a shot from distance, and he fluffs his shot and simply collected by the Overland Park keeper. David winning the ball, plays it back to Hudson. Hudson out wide to Matt. David out to Jackson. Jackson into Roma. Roma plays it over the top, and he is clearly onside, and that was a missed call or a terrible call in my opinion for an offside when very clearly it looked like Aiden very clearly beat the trap from the ball over the top. That the fans and players alike are just very frustrated with the AR and these offside calls that he is making. That is the third time this half that very clearly from our vantage point that there was a situation of an onside and him being called off. Sabino able to keep possession out to David. They're going to try once again, and he plays it and splits it through this time. Aiden is able to save the ball from going out, and he plays it out wide. He plays across into the box, and there is no one there to be able to receive it, and it goes out for a throw on the opposite side of the field. And it looks like Southside here is going to try to pinch in Overland Park. Trey winning the ball, only allowing Overland Park to move up only just a couple of yards. Overland Park throw. Hudson winning it out of the air. And Sabino going into a challenge. David winning it. And Matt finds a way to play it out of pressure into Trey. And Trey into Tony. Tony trying to find Roma in the centrally and is unable to. And Overland Park opts to clear it out for a throw-in. Tony taking the throw into Sabino. Sabino wins it. Roma is able to retain the ball despite the pressure on his back. And he is doing his best to get through two or three men, but while Roma has the technical ability, finding an opportunity to lay it off to a player could have been a slightly better one there, but when Roma makes it through, he really does shine and really shows the quality that he does have and why you do have to maybe sometimes double or triple up on him. Hudson able to beat the pressure. Same with Jackson in the backfield. as he plays it out wide to Aiden. Aiden seeing the opportunity there, and the ball does get placed too hard all the way back to the Overland Park goalkeeper. Ball in centrally. David comfortably winning it as he's able to play it out to Trey. Trey is dribbling it inside and just opts it back to Aiden. Aiden out to Matt. Then back to Hudson. Then into Sabino. Sabino sees Tony way out wide. And Tony splitting it, but the misplaced pass. And a little bit of a collision there with Hudson and the Overland Park player as it goes out wide, and Overland Park is picking it up, and with a shot from distance, and it finds itself going wide once again on a ball that seemed to almost find the bottom corner, but Miles having it comfortably covered. Trey playing it into Rami's. Rami's beating his man, winning the foul. Overland Park playing, giving a bit of an apology there, knowing that he committed the foul. Good sportsmanship. It looked like David wanted to go long, but opted to play it out wide to Aiden. Roma unable to beat his two men that he was there by, showing his apology, and went out wide. Trey applying pressure, unable to, and as Overland Park retains the ball as they have it in the middle of the field. Ball over the top. Aiden finding himself winning the ball from what looks to be like a shoulder charge from the Overland Park player, but comfortable is able to stay on his feet, win it, but then eventually gets lost. David missing the play on the ball that he was trying to make. And the deflection that Miles is able to keep in and not let go out for a throw. Miles has had a little bit of a quiet game today. Not too much as comparative as to the Southside game that just happened a few days ago. Really comfortable. I mean, outside of the penalty, really hasn't had too much work. The ball being played back to him a few times, a couple long shots played. He very comfortably had it covered. Believe he has 2 saves on the night that I have accounted for, but apart from that, really hasn't had too much work. So would say the night hasn't been too difficult for him. David is able to find Roma. Roma playing back to Jackson. Then out to Hudson. Hudson out wide to Trey. As Trey has dropped back almost like a fullback, looks like there's a little interchange between Matt and Trey on the left side here. Tony making that run, and he is definitely onside. And the AR did signal him offside, and Tony with a shot, and he gets it into the side netting, and not able to get it on to the inside of the post. Great run by Tony staying onside. Just didn't quite have the the finishing necessary to be able to get his goal tonight. Ball out wide for Overland Park as they are making their way down the wing. Overland Park keeping possession. Sabino applying a little bit of pressure, and Trey coming in and making sure that was going to be a misplayed pass, which he does allowing Southside to gain a throw. David with all kinds of times and opts to pass very quickly into Tony centrally. Tony finding Ramiz. Ramiz unable to. Oh, actually, Ramiz is able to keep the ball as he plays it through and is not able to find Roma. And Trey working hard to get back and make sure that he wins that ball. And he does. He doesn't necessarily win the ball. Made it difficult for Overland Park, but they do win a foul in Southside's defensive third. And a shot from distance finds itself wide, touching the side netting, and it looks like Miles was able to get fingertip to it. A shot with a lot of pace that Miles really had to make sure that was out wide. Corner coming in, David winning the first header. The second header is won by Hudson. Shot coming through, bounces in the box. Aiden finally making the clearance out to Tony. Tony having space, and is he opting to cut in and find the inside ball and is not able to make its way to Ramiz. Ramiz picking it up, leaving it off to Tony. Tony playing it through, and it does not make its way. And you would have to wonder if the AR was going to call offside on Trey there. Tony winning the ball and misplaying the pass when there was another opportunity for numerical advantage. What is happening? It seems like, oh wow, an interesting turn of events here. Seems like Overland Park's a little bit frustrated when they believe there should have been a call for a handball, but it looks like the ref is signal to the players that he thought it was the upper part of his arm and into his shoulder. So he is allowing play to continue. Aiden able to play it back to Jackson, and Jackson is opting to play it to Sabino. Sabino out wide. And Aiden switching it crossfield to Hudson. And he plays it through. Tony playing it on the overlapping run, and a nice little ball across the box into Marshall, and Marshall fluffs the lines and is unable to. It's on target, but is unable to pick a corner and put it away. And you might say that this is another missed opportunity, and it's probably a little bit safe to say that we don't quite have our shooting boots here today. Tony finds Ramiz. Ramiz into Sabino. Sabino plays it through to Tony out wide, and he beats his man as he gets at the end of it, and it is collected by the keeper. Down on the sideline, it looks like we have Oscar waiting to come into the game for Southside. We'll have to wait a moment to see who he's going to replace. This is going to be, I believe, Oscar's third appearance since joining us in the mid-season window this year. Overland Park is now mounting an attack here. The ball is out wide. Aiden to defend. Getting a tip on it. Ball is to the top of the box. Jackson defending. Out wide up top. Oh, the ball played up top, and a ball played and shot high and wide. And it looks like Oscar is going to replace Matt. Matt putting in some great work today. And it looks like it's more of a tactical change than anything. But Matt put in a great shift, and he is getting applauded by the fans here today, and rightfully so. Put in some great minutes. With about 15 minutes left here, with the game still being 2-1, Southside will be looking for another opportunity to make sure that they put this game to bed. And it looks like with Oscar coming in, there's a bit of a switch that Rami's will fill his role, in Matt's role at fullback, pushing him into the back four, and Oscar will fill in at the midfield spot. So this will be now a midfield trio of Oscar and the players and people that are friends with him. And he makes a cutting run from the midfield out wide from a nice cutting ball, and what a great kick save by the Overland Park goalkeeper. Fantastic save. The midfield looks like it will be operated by Oscar, David, and Sabino. And those that know Oscar, fans and teammates, call him OG. That is his nickname. So if you do hear OG from time to time on the stream, that is what he's called by fans and teammates. And it looks like it is Sabino winning the foul. A quick free kick by Sabino out wide to Aiden. Aiden unable to save it, but he does put it out for a throw. And it looks like Southside may try to attempt to win it high up the pitch, keeping that pressure on Overland Park. And Tony is able to blast it off the Overland Park player, and it goes out for a Southside corner. Short corner taken. Overlap by OG. As it goes in, and it's cleared out by Overland Park, but only as far as Aiden. Aiden able to get ahead to it. Sabino out to OG. Jackson able to win it. Plays it into Sabino. And into Sabino, into Tony. Tony is going to lay it across, and it is blocked. And the pass is cut out by Overland Park as they play it out wide, trying to get it up the field. Unable to. Oscar wins it. He's opting to play back to Jackson as we look to retain possession. Playing it centrally into Rami's. Rami's surveying his options and sees Trey. Trey is dribbling in, and nice little lunge. And a little 1-2 between David and OG there. And David plays it back to Aiden. Hudson playing it to Rami's at the fullback position. Into Sabino and into OG as we're just finding the pockets right now. And we're just okay to retain possession right now. Not rushing it, just finding an opportunity of where we can exploit the numbers. This is a slightly different side to Southside, being a little bit patient, not forcing the ball where we don't need to. Trey a little bit fortunate there. Ball got to Rami's to Sabino. Sabino to OG, and OG out wide to David. David is fighting Aiden. And there was a little miscommunication. It looked like Tony wanted that sooner and didn't get it sooner, creating a little bit of confusion. Jackson was able to get it out to Aiden, keeping possession, and tried to play it deep, found an Overland Park player, but shot was blocked by Hudson. And Rami showing a little bit of skill to get up the field. Sabino with the man on, plays it to Jackson. And a nice little ball into Roma. And Roma played it out wide to Tony, and Tony trying to play an early cross and gets deflected, and it goes out for a Southside corner. Another short corner, overlap to OG. OG playing it in, plays it deep, and ball is too far for Hudson to attempt to make a play on it. And Rami's winning his challenge. Beats the man, simply gets by him and is winning the foul. And a quick ball played in by Marshall and Roma to get in, and Roma opting. It almost looked like he was opting to try to win the foul rather than to get to the ball. And the confusion that happened in the back for Overland Park, that might have accidentally wandered into the back of the net. Miles comfortably playing it to Hudson, but Hudson almost really making it more difficult than it needs to be. But a misplay, just trying to sort his feet out, and hanging on to the ball too quickly by Ramis, and Hudson opting to clear it out for a throw, and allowing the team to reset, come back, and make sure that they defend. We are about 5 minutes from the 90, and Overland Park doesn't have a ton of urgency that I'm noticing in order to try to get an equalizer. And substitution, Elijah Harding is coming in for Sabino. Getting a round of applause from the fans as he's coming off the pitch today. Great work that he's put in as well. Oh, and Elijah working hard to beat his man and get down the field as he tumbles to the ground. And Jackson easily getting it to OG. OG almost giving the ball away, but is able to retain it. Oh, and a nice little drop of the shoulder by Tony to create a situation where he had to be fouled on the turn. Yellow card being issued to the Overland Park player. Yeah. And a ball trying to be played over the top by Marshall. Elijah unable to find the end of it, and the Overland Park player attempting to win a foul, and the referee waves him off, saying no foul, and ball is out for a throw in, or for a corner kick. Apologies. With Elijah being on the field, you must think that it's an opportunity for him to score. I think right now he's made 7 appearances off the bench in a recent stretch, and he has scored in 4 of those games. So you would almost think that he's bound to get a goal with the minutes and the substitutions that he is seeing. So we'd be looking to see in these final 3 or so minutes if that seems to remain true. Rami's winning the ball, allowing Jackson to pick it up. Jackson plays it out a little wide from David. Rami's cutting out another pass there. And sorry, Aiden winning a loose ball there, playing it back to Miles. Miles out wide to Elijah. Elijah playing it in to the defender, trying to win back from his mistake. A deep ball played in. Miles is comfortably collecting it and allowing to just waste time here. Do once again find it strange that they are not looking for an opportunity, and a ball played through and it's a little short to Tony, and Elijah making that run, trying to create a situation of pressure of a turnover, and is unable to, but he works hard to get back and defend and get that ball out for a throw in. But you must wonder why there's no urgency, considering that we are pretty much at the 90, and without too many fouls or too many cards and a limited number of substitutions, you would think that they would want to rush this because they don't have a lot of time. Overland Park finding centrally as they're looking to find their opportunity, playing it out wide, and a shot from distance, and an easy collect for Miles. And Miles will just leisurely hang on to this. And as we're at the end of the 90, still not a lot of pressure going on, but a misplayed pass by Ramis. And Tony wins the ball into Hudson. Hudson plays a ball splitting 3 players very easily, and a deep ball centrally into Roma as Roma drifts out wide with it. And is this going to be the final attack here for Southside? And the ball gets cleared, and As it moves upfield, is collected by Overland Park. Jackson trying to defend, unable to make it. Ball is overhit by Overland Park. Out wide, an attempt out wide that goes out for a throw, and Southside will take their time to eat up clock here and come out with the 3 points. OG with a nice turn, able to find space and find Ramis. And very easily finding space. Goal kick taken. Slowly moving up the field here. Ball attempted to be hit deep. Overland Park unable to retain possession. Trey is playing in centrally to Tony. Tony finding an opportunity as he backs heels it to Tony. Roma plays it. And Tony not able to quite find the corner. Keeper reaching out and able to make the save. We are 2 minutes of stoppage time here. Whistle has to be any minute now. And Hudson creating a foul. And he is going to earn himself a yellow card. That being his, I believe, 4th yellow card on the season. As the ball goes, and it goes in and from a header, and at the death, the ball in with the header, and it finds its way in the back of the net. And just like that, it is 2-2 in what was a very strange event for Southside in terms of defending. Southside taking the kickoff again. OG looking up the field. Elijah leaves it for Aiden. Aiden gonna play it in. Deflection. Out for a corner. Southside looking to make sure that they try to walk away with 3 points here. A little bit of urgency on their part to make sure that they make this happen. Ball played in and goes out, and that's the final whistle as the game ends 2-2 in what was a very weird final few moments at the end of the game to see Overland Park tie it up. The game ends here, Southside 2, Overland Park 2. All right, Dan. After a what feels like 2 points dropped, 2-2 is the end. What's your takeaway after the match?
Defense for the most part, about 90% of the time was very good. We've gotten a lot better on the defensive end this season coming into this game. We've got to score more, and 2 goals for us is below par. We're a 4 or 5 goal game, like 4 or 5 goals per game, kind of a team. We're scoring against Woodland. We're scoring against Olathe to the top. We should be dominating this entire league offensively, and unfortunately, we let one go in the last 2 minutes, and we just move on from this.
So the team is going to have a bit of a longer break. Not, the next match isn't until July 11th, which is against Olathe. What's the preparation going into that game?
I'm going to have the guys watch film next week in their off time when they're not with their families. I know it's a holiday week, so I know they need the break. And then the week after that, we'll go into some training sessions and we'll get ready.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. With the game finishing up 2-2 here at Schweitzer Stadium, it's really an opportunity of opportunity lost, 2 points dropped. Not really great defending there at the end, and really a lot of missed opportunities that really should have been a chance for Southside to put away 4 or 5 at least in order to really see the game out. But unfortunately, that's how sometimes the game goes. With that said, an opportunity in the first half with a penalty that was won in the box by Trey. Him later converting that just minutes later after he winning the foul. And of course, then him later getting an assist from Romo in the second half on the ball being played across the box. So really, those were the two opportunities, obviously, that gave us an opportunity to have a lead at each of those moments in the game. But again, not really defending. There's maybe a cause, a concern for a call or non-called a penalty that Overland Park won in the box. But it up for debate. The game happened and a penalty was given. So really, all that defending for essentially 60 minutes and right at the death, just losing a man in the back of the in the back post for what seemed to be like a simple header. Weird situation, weird moment, but unfortunately, that's how the game goes. The boys will get a lot of rest this week. The next game isn't until July 11th, which is at home against Olathe. Tough game there. Olathe, them going 12-1-0, not really dropping any points except against Woodland, which, of course, a team that competes at the top of the table, you would expect to really put up a challenge and really create a situation for Olathe. So right now, we are now left to pick up the pieces going into what is a tough match. Who knows at this current juncture what might have happened in the Liberty game, considering that they are hot on our heels right now. With us still having a game in hand, it is an opportunity to get above them, but really, we should be walking away with 3 points, still sitting potentially in third, but we'll just kind of have to see as the other results come in where that places us. So bear with me a moment here, and I'll see if I can find one more person that we can chat with. All right, Ramis. Uh, Obviously, an opportunity lost, 2 points dropped rather than us walking away with 3 points. What are your thoughts after the game?
Um, it's hard to assimilate. I think we did a good game. We had a lot of opportunities on goal, and we didn't take advantage of him. They did in the last minutes, and they scored the 2-2 that gave them a tie. Definitely hard.
So, obviously, leading up to that last goal that Overland Park scored, kind of walk us through a little bit of what you saw that made that situation happen.
It was a mistake. I think we had a problem defending on our left side. They had a free kick. They sent the long ball, and I think we had just a little distracted, just like a communication, and they took advantage of it and they hit it in.
There's a sense of disappointment, obviously, considering that it should have been a win. What's the mentality to make sure that we focus on the next game, because it's going to be a tough game against Overland Park? I mean, against Olathe.
Yeah, Olitha is a really good team. I think this season is the team to beat. So this game is over. So now we gotta focus on the next one. It's gonna be in a couple weeks, like you mentioned before. So we need to practice, and then see the film and take a look to see what are the things that we need to improve more.
All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. And good luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you. That's it.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Obviously disappointing to be dropping 2 points, walking away with one instead of all three. But again, we've got a couple weeks until we have our next match, which is against Olathe. So be sure to see us at home against Olathe Friday, July 11th. It's one that you definitely don't want to miss, and one that we can see if we can have an opportunity to really lay a glove on the top of the table team. Apart from that, it's been a great night, and we will catch you at the next Southside game.